Hello, everybody. It's Amy from amydeneweightloss.com. And today I want to talk about something that's been one of the most popular discussions that I have read online. And that is when Eli Lilly said earlier this month, there are no more shortages. If you go to our website and you take a look over on resources, I have a link where you can click and check for yourself every day. How is tirzepatide doing and how is semaglutide doing? So Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, they let us know, how are the shortages going? How's the supply going? And we know that when I first started Mounjaro, I lost 70 pounds of Mounjaro and I started in December of 2022. People were able to get their drugs. It had just become FDA approved in May. That was back before Zepbound. We just had it FDA approved for diabetics. Well, a lot of doctors were learning that their patients were able to control their hunger, feel that satiation for the first time, maybe since they were back in grade school, and it was doing amazing things for people and their weight and getting more into a healthy range. So as is commonly done, it was prescribed off-label, and a lot of us were seeing some fantastic health benefits. Well, as things get more and more popular, it really has a bit of a reaction on the supply because the demand is so high. And we saw that's when the first conversations about, hey, there is a shortage. Are you able to get yours? Hey, I can get my 2.5 pretty easily, but no one can find the 7.5. Like those conversations started coming. And back towards the end of November in 23, we saw Zepbound come on the market. And anytime one of these new drugs comes on the market, that means lives are changed, souls are changed. It's always exciting. That's why it's really fun to research, even those that are coming down the pipeline as we speak. But for a lot of us, we saw that there were a lot of issues in people getting their drugs. My John went from 5.0 to 7.5, and for the first time, he had trouble finding his. For me personally, I talked about it earlier in 2024 for the first time. And then back at the beginning of 2024, we saw that for the very first time, I had trouble getting my Mounjaro from my pharmacy that had always had zero problems. Right when I went in there to get my refill, they didn't have to look it up on a screen. They were like, hey, we're not able to get it. It's really tough for us to get it in. Sure enough, they were able to get it in a couple weeks. But hey, a lot of people have had a lot of issues. I know some of you, you have really had to wait for 4 weeks, for 6 weeks, and people are talking about like how the hunger is coming back and what am I going to do? Like there's a lot of angst and stress related around trying to get something that's so important to us. So here's the long conversation that we're not going to have time enough for today, but we could spend an hour talking about. Eli Lilly said that all of their doses are back in supply and nothing's in shortage. That's 2.5 all the way up to the 15.0, Mounjaro and Zepbound. And some of you said, my pharmacist is telling me they're getting in shipments like every day, every 2 days. So some pharmacies were really backing that up. Some of you said, hey, I went in to get my medicine. I could get my meds. I could get my 3 months supply again. Like you were really seeing positive signs that the supply was back. There was a lot of talk online about people who, at least in their area of the country, they were seeing major issues. Like, I'm not seeing anything changing. What do you mean the shortage is over? I'm not able to get mine. My pharmacy doesn't have mine. I listened to John on the phone just yesterday trying to get his Zepbound, and the pharmacy didn't have it, and he had to have his prescription transferred over. So the conversation kind of goes like this. When there was issue with supply for Zepbound, for Mounjaro, for Wegovy, Ozempic, we know that the FDA has approved and given the green light for compounding pharmacies to create, for any drug where there's a supply issue, that they are allowed to create a compounded version, which means they're allowed to take the main ingredient and they have to do something so that it's not identical. For a lot of you, you said that your compounding pharmacy had tirzepatide and vitamin B, which that makes it a little bit different. But vitamin B, that's a great drug. That's a great vitamin. A lot of the compounding pharmacies were adding vitamin B, which y'all really liked for your energy level and the ways it was kind of helping with your digestion. So Eli Lilly would like all patients. It's all about the bottom line. It's all about like how much money are we making? What is the profit? Well, when they were having supply issues, a lot of the patients went over and started taking the compounded version. We have a lot of people here on our channel who are on compounded tirzepatide, compounded semaglutide, and having marvelous success. I think, speaking from somebody who works for a company, wants to see the best thing for their company, the more customers, the more money spent, the better the profits are going to be. So there is room for Eli Lilly to hope that all the people who are on tirzepatide in any way come and get it from them. Well, as long as there is a shortage, we are lawfully allowed to get it from the compounded pharmacy. So what I want to talk about in the upcoming episodes are what you are hearing from your compounded pharmacies, what you are hearing from your doctors about the availability of compounded meds, because I have people in my inner circles. I have really good friends who are meeting up with me and we're talking about things that are completely unrelated to these medicines, but I know they're on them and they'll be like, hey, guess what my doctor just told me? My doctor's worried about this. Really? Well, my doctor's not worried about this. Hey, my compounding pharmacy is saying this. What? Really? My compounding pharmacy is saying this. So give grace, because in those online threads, I'm seeing people jumped all over and being harped on for saying something because their perspective is over here. But hey, you could both be hearing two different things from your medical professional. And so that can get just a little bit confusing. But I hope that helps you understand a little bit more of what's going on right now with the supply and what Eli Lilly is saying. And some people are seeing it, some people are not. I would love to hear what you are seeing. What are you seeing as far as trying to get your drug? Are you seeing that the supply level, there are like no issues with shortages across all the doses? I would love to hear from you. Let's get the discussion started, because this is a really important topic for a lot of us who have come to see that our brains are reacting normally for the first time. So of course there is high emotion around this topic. Okay, everybody. Well, before we go, I want to give a shout out to Cindy. Cindy has lost 120 pounds. Come on, Cindy. So awesome. Congratulations to you. That's fantastic. Someday we'll have enough time where I can tell you the story of this and why my John wishes it would go. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.